I feel like this city is making so much noise. I can't even stand it. You hear that? It's like a nice seat. Like it's so cool, but it's just so noisy. Like I might need to put some oil on it to oil the fuck out of it. See how it's like. Maybe it might change. I don't know. I don't want to pinch myself. But anyways, I'm gonna use another seat. But the problem, the seat that I'm now using doesn't have a back thing. The thing where you can just lay back and chill. But anyways, my name is Philip and welcome back to the Bad Cigarette Podcast. It's been like 3 weeks, but I'm back. It's holiday season, which is very different from how it used to be in my opinion. Because back then in school, you used to have like 2 weeks off. Stay home, do nothing. But nowadays, dude, you got like a week if you're lucky. Because you're fucking working. You gotta go back to work. Like, fuck that. Low key, I mean. It's been like 2 weeks, or more. But I'm back. How you doing? How's Christmas going? Merry Christmas. Merry late Christmas. I feel like Christmas doesn't feel the same anymore. It's not as fun as it used to be. I don't know why. I feel like back then it used to just be home long before Christmas and then stay home sometimes even after Christmas for New Year's Eve and then you can go to school after that. But nowadays it's more like you get a day like Christmas Eve off and then Christmas off and then the day after Christmas off and then you go back to work. And then after that they give you New Year's Eve off and then New Year's and then the day after New Year's and then you go back to work depending on what days that fall in. I think that's what my work was trying to do, but nah, I was like, so I just kind of asked for days off to give me some balance and to see what I can do to get the best out of this holiday season. You know, what I'm tired of is that I don't know like I was just watching news a few minutes ago and I was trying to just find something positive because it's in the morning. I just want to feel good and have a good day. It's one of the last few days that I have off until I go back to work. But anyways, like it's just there's so much bad things going on. I don't always want to talk about bad things. I want to talk about happy things or sometimes. As much as I can. But if you go on the news or anywhere online, dude, it's either things that are not very important at all that you don't want to waste your time watching or looking at, or it's something bad like always woes insurance companies denying care for people. And recently there's like a plane that was shot down by the Russian air defense system because I don't know why, but I feel like it's kind of looking. Nobody has said this, but it's kind of looking like maybe they thought it was a missile that was launched towards them from other countries. Like a lot has been going on around lately, and it's not very surprising to see them do something like that. Oh, I'm not saying they did it. They didn't do it. But anyways, if they did it, it's not surprising because they say that if they did, I think that if they did, it was due to the fact that, of course, they are in war. So, if anything, it's like over their air place or over them, on top of them, or anywhere, and it seems like it's coming towards them, and then it looks like it's a missile. Of course, they're gonna try to do something about it. But I think that was a very wrong thing to do, dude. That like 30 people died and a few people survived. That kind of shows you how crazy like things are. No matter how much you try to find positive things, there's always some negative shit going on. Like I've now been listening to news for the last like 3 days, and I just got back on it, and that's the shit that's on the news. There's no th- like there's nothing positive. That's what I'm just saying. But what can we do about that? We don't get to choose what gets on the news. Also, if bad things happen and they don't put it on the news and we don't know about it, how are we gonna know what's going on around the world? You know, and if they post good things, that's gonna make us feel really good, which is nice. But personally, I rarely see something positive on the news, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing or a good thing, but I feel like there's nothing wrong with seeing something positive. On like it kind of gives you hope. It kind of gives you hope that everything is doing good and you can actually go to sleep without being too worried. For some people that worry too much about like a whole lot about other people, it will make you feel really nice, or it will like help you have a really good night if you went to sleep knowing that people that are going through hardship are actually having, you know, are like doing good. You know what I mean? Like just good things happening is good, but I don't know. I don't see it. You know, a lot of people are worried about job security, money, housing, food. A lot of people also worried about deportation and the new administration and how things are gonna look after that. So there's like a whole lot of things that people are worried about. Like everybody has something that they are worried about, and I don't think that's good. Like I don't know. I want to try for the next like 3 days. I'm gonna try to only watch something that's positive and see how that's gonna make me feel. Like if I'm watching news, cause I watch news almost every day, so I'm gonna try. Except from the last 3 days, I've not watched news because I've not been home. But anyways, like I'm gonna try to watch something positive as much as I can for the next like 3 days, and I'll see how that makes me feel. You know, maybe I'll feel better. Maybe I'll feel good. Maybe I'll have some hope, not just for me, but for the people, for everybody around. But like, if I feel hope and I feel good, because I have forced myself to only watch something that is positive, does that then mean that, like, I don't think it means that everybody's, like, I don't think it means that things are actually good. It's just that, geez, I'm breathing fast. It's just like I've like forced myself to only look at things that are good and not turning my head towards everything else. You know what I mean? Which then makes me feel good, you know? But that doesn't mean that everything is good. But like, is it a good thing to do? Is it good to force myself to only focus on something that's positive if I wanna see everything being good? Like I don't know. They say that if you wanna do something good, you should start with yourself. Or they said that if you cannot give out of an empty cup, so maybe it's good. Maybe it's good to take care of yourself, make sure you're feeling good, and then hopefully try to spread that around, spraying good vibes or kindness around instead of only focusing on the things that are negative, which is like you don't even need to focus to see negativity, dude. It's just it's all over the news, TikTok, everywhere where we look or where we spend most of our time. And I don't know how that's affecting people, but from what I've seen, from what I know, dude, like everybody has some kind of is kind of anxious about their future, not just their future, but just about the future in general. You know, I don't think that's a good thing. I'm not. Yeah, I think something needs to change. If it's not a good thing, then something needs to change. But who's gonna change it? You know, because the people that we expect to make a change and to turn a world into a better place are more than likely, more often, are they're usually the people that also turn it into hell. You know what I mean? Like, we elect politicians every year or every 4 years or whatever you want to say, you know, and our hopes are to have them, to like put them in these positions where they will do things that makes the world or makes the place or our country a very like a better place, and that usually means that they also like they run for whatever that position is. So they just feel they show that they want to do it, and then they say they want to do it, and then they promise to do it. You know what I mean? And then people go like, you know what? Okay, cool. We're gonna put you in this position to make this place much better. But at the same time, in that process, it hurts a lot of other people. You know what I mean? But that doesn't, there's always the right thing, right? And if you wanna do the right thing, it doesn't matter whether it's gonna hurt someone or not. If it's the right thing, then it should be done. But how do you determine the right thing in different kind of situations? Especially if it means that, especially if the people that like said it's the right thing only said it because they who decide what's right and what's wrong. In my opinion, I think that whatever is right is already right regardless of what anybody thinks. And then I think that, again, when somebody decides to do the right thing and other people tells them that it's not the right thing but it's the right thing, it becomes more of like, I don't know, not it becomes okay. It's a good debate, but it stays the right thing. But when you do the right thing, the people that think it's not the right thing will always make it seem like it's not the right thing, and sometimes it's very hard for you to convince them that it's the right thing, and you do it anyways. And then the people that doesn't think it's the right thing get hurt. Like, let me just openly speak about it. I'm talking about the crisis, the border crisis. There's so many people that think that Trump tightening, making the border security the border more secure, or deporting people back to wherever he thinks that they need to go is the wrong thing. They fight. They say, "Oh, we're gonna go to court. We're gonna take you to court. Make sure you don't do something like that. You are separating families." You don't. I mean, they just need an asylum. They came here to look for a better life. This and that. But if you really, really look at things, and if you look at it in a kind of like a logical point of view, it makes a lot of sense to give somebody shelter when they need it. We are humans. Political things happen, and sometimes when you live in a place where that is not good, you always look for an asylum. Most people try to find a better place to be, right? And that's what's happening. People are just coming into America to look for a better place to be and just work and live a normal life. But then there's of course some people that are coming within that group that have like bad intentions. That's normal. There's always bad apples within a tree, or however you wanna say it. But at the same time, so the people that are saying that it's a bad thing to return the people that came in are looking at things, I think, from an emotional point of view. But the people that are saying that the people that came in here or in America in a way that they were not supposed to come in should go back. I think those people are kind of just looking at it in a way that is. I don't say that it's supposed to be looked at, but if you look in the books, oh, according to the law, if a bunch of people that are smart come together and decide that this is a crime and this is a crime, and then people vote on it, and then it passes through all the process that it needs to pass through for it to be a law, and then it becomes a law. Then it becomes a law, and anybody that violates that law should be punished in some kind of way or prosecuted. And I'm assuming a bunch of people came together and they decided that you cannot cross a border illegally, and crossing the border legally is the right thing, and crossing the border illegally is the wrong thing. In this case, you can't really say that, oh, they did cross the border, but you trying to prosecute them, or like punishing them, or taking them back is the wrong thing. But again, if you look back, they already broken the law, and something needs to be done because they've broken the law. I'm not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm just saying, there's so many ways to look at it, but I don't know what should happen. But I think that there is rules that are in place. Those rules should be and can be adjusted if needed. But do you think that's an approach that people need to like take when it comes to the border crisis and or immigration in general, not only just to the United States but to France, Germany, and other countries? Do people need to sit together and find ways to solve problems in a way that doesn't really hurt in either person? Because I kind of feel like that's what people try to do, but it ends up, as days go by, it kind of like, it gets some gray areas, and those gray areas needs to be kind of like retouched every now and then. Maybe some laws should be changed a little bit. Maybe they shouldn't. Some people don't want them to change, and some people just want them to stay the way they are. Some people just want them to change. Some people don't want them to change. But I don't know, man. There is something needs to be done, but the way that it's being done is it's being done in a way that will not look good for some people. And is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? I don't know. But one thing I know is, regardless of what anybody thinks, that if there's the right thing that needs to be done, then it needs to be done. But if they end up deciding that to find other ways to do it that benefits both the parties, then that's also a good thing. But anyways, I don't know, man. I don't know why I'm even talking about that. But hey, something just needs. Things will happen regardless. But I just hope everybody, no matter what happens, I just hope everybody is safe, and everything happens in smoothly in a way that doesn't really, really hurt people. And I hope they use logic too, because and common sense. Because I don't know, it's needed in most cases. Also, like one other thing that has been happening is the bird flu, dude. I just watched the news a few minutes ago, and there's bird flu, right? So which means it kind of gets inside of birds, chickens, I don't know, ducks, penguins, even if they don't fly, and other birds in general, bird flu. But when I was watching the news, they say that also there is some it's getting also in tigers. How the fuck did bird flu get in tigers? And then there's another like a milk recall. I think that tiger that died had drunken milk, and they just said something about like it drank milk, and I think that milk had some kind of virus in it. that was supposed to be recalled, and that's I don't know if it has anything to do with that bad flu. Actually, maybe I should stop talking about it because I don't remember everything. But yeah, how's like holidays going? I'll tell you how my holiday has been going. So yesterday I went to North Carolina to visit people. It was fun. Like I like North Carolina, especially I was in Greensboro, North Carolina. It was a really nice place. It was cool, but when you go into a new place, it's like you can only stay there for so long, especially if you're not the kind of person that's used to traveling a lot. I don't. I'm not anti traveling, but I don't travel a lot. Even when I was very young, dude. I literally was born in one village and raised in that village, and like, I rarely went anywhere where I had to like get on the motorcycle or in a car and then drove like an hour away or 2 hours away on a car in a car or in a motorcycle. So like going places, it's cool here in America. You can go so many places. It's also cool in Africa where I grew up, but I just never done that shit. So now, boom, 20 years later, oh, how long later? I don't know. I'm here in America, and every single time I kind of go somewhere, I miss home too often and too early. It also depends on what I'm doing. So, but when I went to North Carolina, it was fun to hang out with family. But after that, I kind of feel like I wanna find something to do, something fun. So I went to downtown Greensboro. For some reason, dude, there was nobody in downtown. Not even one person. Like, do you guys just go inside during like holidays? I think it was a day or yeah, it was a day before Christmas or 2 days before Christmas, and nobody outside, dude. In downtown, nobody. Maybe I went there late, but it was around 10, maybe 10, 9, 8, something like that, and there was just no one. Like, what do people in Greensboro, North Carolina, hide? Where do you guys hide? Do you guys are you guys like, oh my god, it's Christmas. Let's go hide in a fucking shade somewhere, or let's go home. Why you going home in the holidays, dude? I mean, like, why going inside? If you come to Knoxville, dude, like everybody's outside. Everybody's like excited. The downtown is literally always has something going on. Movements, like there's people doing things, drinking, eating ice cream, dancing, eating food, skating, ice skating outside. We always get like an ice skating ring outside every single Christmas. But it's not the same in North Carolina. You know, I feel like maybe the city. I feel like a lot of things that happen during in town that have to do with the town during holidays has a lot to do with the city. So if the city is not putting a whole lot of efforts into, maybe I don't want to blame the city. I don't think that's a good thing. But like what I'm saying is just that when I was there was nobody outside. Like no one. I remember I went to downtown, and then I was walking around, and I didn't see. I was trying to find parking, and there was not even one person to ask like, "Hey, should I park here? Do you think that's okay?" Because when you go into a new town, you don't know whether that's a parking meter. You don't know if you should park there or if you're gonna get towed. If there's anyone to tow you during that time, like you don't know if you're gonna get towed or not. So you say, "Oh, can I park here?" You ask somebody, but there was no one to ask. So I was like, okay, if there's nobody here and there's no one to ask, it means I can just park here. So it's almost like I'm the only one in this downtown, anyways. So I just parked in a random place, started walking around, and I saw these scooters. They have scooters too, like we have here in Knoxville. Started riding a scooter around, trying to see if there's any shops open or anything like that. But everything was closed. Everybody was home, except like what is it? Wendy's was open. So I went to Wendy's, just had a good ass chicken burger. not a chicken burger or chicken sandwich. And yeah, but I don't know why. Like I feel like my basically what I'm saying is that in Greensboro, North Carolina, people don't stay outside on Christmas Eve or Christmas or the day after. I mean, the day after Christmas, I started seeing a whole lot of people that didn't go in downtown. But like, I'm just saying, you guys need to come outside more, bro. Like, come outside. Don't just abandon your city, or don't just abandon your downtown and go home and leave it to birds. And yeah, there's also a lot of bird shit. I think that's, I don't know. It's a good place overall, but yeah, bro, I couldn't stay there that long. I was like, yeah, I gotta go back to Knoxville. So I made sure that I got back as soon as I was done with what I went to do there. But overall, I think it's a nice city. The one other thing that was very interesting is the fact that where I was, there was a so like it's like imagine like one road, right? And there is McDonald's, Wendy's, literally fast food restaurants almost in every, like you can walk 5 minutes. There's a fast food restaurant. 10 minutes this way. 5 minutes fast food restaurant. You don't even have to walk for 5 minutes. Sometimes 3 minutes. Like, how's the competition going? Like literally restaurants everywhere. Like fast food restaurant in this little place in Greensboro, North Carolina. Like, how do you guys do that? Like the town is kind of small, you know, but there's so many restaurants in there. I don't know how they operate. I don't know how you guys get everything you need when it's in one place. But that's just the thing that happens there, and that's okay because you can get everything you need within walking distance. I feel like that's what everybody wants nowadays. It's not a bad it's not a bad thing, but I'm just saying it's not my thing. Just because it's not my thing, that doesn't mean it's a bad thing. Yo, I learned something the other day. I learned about this thing called hiring freeze. I didn't know about it. So this thing, it's when companies usually at the end of the year, especially during like late November, through January or early February or mid February. So this time is where companies stop hiring people so that they can do their financial reviews to see like how the previous year has been going, so that can help them decide or see how next year is gonna be going. So like during this period of time, people kind of like stop hiring people, and then depending on how the market is gonna look or how the economy is gonna look for the next year or for the coming years after that. No, not for the coming years. Definitely for the next year. Uh, and then they use that data to decide whether they want to hire people next year or they just want to keep it the way it is. So that's like, I feel like that played a role, a very hard role or a very big role in the way that on the job market this past few months, or maybe I feel like the job market has been really bad even before that. But I feel like it played a role. It also was a part of the. It was also part of the reason why it was really hard to find like a really good job. Uh, the past few months or so. So maybe I'm kind of like optimistic about next year. You know, maybe people that are looking for jobs will actually get their jobs because then those big companies will be done with their, I don't know, their reviews and trying and their projections for the next year. So if you have a shitty job, there's a chance that you might be able to actually get what you want next year. I'm just saying that because I want to say something positive. I learned about it. I didn't know about it. I was just kind of like, damn, this is nothing really good going on. You know what I mean? But then somebody was like, yeah, there's a hiring freeze. And it happens during the end of the year. But it kind of sucks still because this year is the election year, and if that's gonna play another big role on it, uh, another big role in the job market, whether it's gonna be a negative role or a positive role, nobody knows. But whatever it's gonna be, it's gonna be. It is what it is. But anyways, my name is Philip. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Bad Cigarette podcast, and this is the end. Anyways, I'm done. I enjoy doing this. I always try to hold my breath when I'm doing it, which is, what am I trying to say? Fuck that. Okay, you know what? Yeah, never mind. I was talking about, like when I'm speaking, I try to I don't speak and breathe at the same time. So it's not like I was trying to talk about something different. But anyways, my name is Philip, and bye bye. Hallelujah, pray for my mother and my brother since I belong now.